right, let's talk about area. Area of a circle. Okay. Now we talked about area before. Remember with rectangles and triangles, we talked about it having these little squares, right? In class, we actually drew the squares. We talked about we had 1 inch by 1 inch squares, and we talked about area was the number of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's no different than a circle. There's technically a whole bunch of squares, right? I mean, some of them don't look like squares, so they have to add on to others to be actual squares. So our calculation is going to look a little different this time, okay? But it is still the number of 1 inch or 1 millimeter or 1 centimeter squares that you can find inside a circle, okay? But to find the area of a circle, we're going to need a couple of things. One, we're going to need to know the radius. Whoops, let's try putting that in the middle more. Now remember that radius, right, is 1/2 the diameter. It's from a middle point to the edge, okay? That's called the radius, okay? We're going to need the radius of the circle, and we're going to need pi. Remember, pi equals approximately 3.14, right? And that's what we're going to need to find the area, all right? So our formula for area is area equals pi, remember that's 3.14, r squared, okay? And that r is our radius. So area is going to equal 3.14 for us, okay, because that's what the GED uses, or you can use your calculator button. It'll come out a little bit different, but it'll probably get close enough. R times r, all right? And you can use the squared button on the calculator if you don't have it, like I'm not going to have today because I'm going to show you on my phone. You'll just multiply the radius times itself, okay? So let's take a look at an example here. Woo, good circle. Let's say they give us a circle and the radius is 3 centimeters, okay? All right, that's the radius. The radius is 3 centimeters, right? How do we find the area? Now remember, area equals pi r squared. Now you don't have to remember that, right? If you look on your GED formula sheet in your workbook, you'll see, remember the GED has that drop-down formula sheet and area of a circle is on there, all right? So here we have 3.14, that's what I'm going to use, oops, 3.14 for my pi times 3, and in this case 3 again because I'll be using my calculator on my phone. All right, so let's switch over and you can see calculator on phone, okay? All right, so 3.14, I'm afraid this is going to be sideways for y'all, sorry about that, times 3 times 3, okay? 3.14 times the radius, and that gives me 28.26, or if I wanted it in fraction form, apparently 28 and 13 over 50, okay? So 28, we're going to go with 28.26 equals 28.26. It is area, so it will be centimeters squared. Ooh, that's pretty tight in there, okay? And let's look at another one. Oh, I switched it to white. That won't work well. Let's look at another one, okay? That's supposed to be a circle. Let's try that again. All right, that's a little better. All right, and what if they give us the diameter? Okay, what if they say the diameter is 8 millimeters? Okay, the diameter is 8 millimeters. Okay, and we know it's the diameter because it goes all the way across, right? From one side to another of that circle. All right, now remember, area is equal to pi r squared, okay? So I need to find r. Now remember from the last videos, we can find the radius from the diameter by just dividing the diameter by 2. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So that's my radius. My radius is 4. 4 millimeters. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and work this now that we know that our radius is equal to 4 millimeters. Okay. I can go ahead and say area equals pi r squared 3.14 times 4, and in my case 4 because I'll be using my phone calculator today to show you. Okay, so I'll switch over to the calculator. Sorry that it's sideways. I don't have it on auto rotate right now. Let's clear this out. 3.14 times 4 times 4. And what does that give me? Looks like 50.24. Okay, so my answer in this case is 50.24. And once again, that would be millimeters. I'm running out of room here. Squared. Okay, so that's area, right? Area if they give us the radius, area if they give us the diameter. So if they give us the radius, we just throw that in. If they give us the diameter, remembering we can divide the diameter divided by 2. You can write it like this. You can write it like this. And that will give us our radius. All right?